underlying question is, how well do you understand your customers? Because understanding their different behaviors will help you manage and outline the positive digital experience throughout the customer life cycle. Okay, so now we've understood the trends in marketing programs and execution. So our next steps here is to plan and take actions. So let's identify the buyer and the customer journey in the demand generation ecosystem. So let's get started with this customer life cycle. So in the customer life cycle, the prospect is becoming aware of a product or solution and making a purchase from your company and eventually becoming a loyal customer. So we need to understand the buyer's journey, or we call it the path to purchase. Because by understanding the buyer's journey, the pains they experience along that journey, and factors that influence their decision making will allow you to create more targeted content. So the buyer's journey here is categorized into 3 stages: the awareness, consideration, and then decision. So while the customer journey is about retention. So in awareness stage, the buyer is experiencing a problem or pain point, and they are looking for information to understand and name their problem. So in the demand generation, this is where we create awareness campaigns such as search engine marketing, digital advertising like paid ads, the banner ads, and social media marketing, and so on, which will entice the audience to consider your solutions, your services, or even your products. So any content or campaign in the awareness stage should be focused on nurturing them toward the consideration stage and developing more trust with your brand. So in this stage, content should provide as much value with a little sales effort as possible. So in short, no hard selling. So now that the buyer has clearly identified their problem and they have started to research and understand all of the methods and options to solve it, what would be their consideration factors for them to help in the decision processes? So in marketing, these are informative campaigns, like it could be webinars, the email marketing, and then relevant content for the audience. We call it downloadable assets or resources such as the tips, the templates, the ebooks, guides, checklists, could be SlideShare, PowerPoint presentations, and so much more. And so when the buyer evaluates and decides on the right provider to administer the solution, they will now compare a list of potential vendors, suppliers, or brands to make their final purchase. So remember, when your buyers reach the decision stage, they'll be more interested in knowing how you've helped other businesses, well, typically similar to their industry. And that's where contents like the case studies, the use cases, the reports, and white papers come in handy. So the question is, why is the buyer's journey important for business or for marketing? Because, when we map the buyer's journey, your business will be able to understand the process that customers go through to select a product. So it helps you better solve their problems by providing them with the right information at the right time. So I'll give you a typical example. So like, for example, I would be needing an item, probably a gadget or a laptop. Well, sometimes we don't even need an item or a product, but we keep on seeing the ad and it interests us to read it further, to learn more about what is in the ad and what the company offers. And so upon reading it, I click on the CTA, and then it redirects me to a site where I can download other white papers. And then the following week, I receive a communication email related to what I have downloaded last week. And then I read it again, and it stirs my interest. At the back of my mind, it's like, okay, so they're creating a demand for me. And then the following week, I received the webinar invitation, and then I attended the webinar or called the company to have a discovery session with. And then when I'm about to decide, I check on the case studies, their website, customer testimonials, or even reviews, and then I'll make the final purchase. But it doesn't end there, because as your new customer, I continue to receive communications from your company. And as a customer, I'm happy about the journey, and then I introduces your company again to other businesses or colleagues from the same industry who will want to experience the same benefit I've had from your company. And that is about the customer's journey or the retention stage. So when the buyer's journey focuses on prospects, the customer journey aims to strengthen the relationship of your brand with your existing customers. As a salesperson, when you close the deal, your job doesn't end there, because it's time for you to maximize the value you provide to your customers. You have to keep on interacting with them, show them new and exciting ways to use your products, your solutions, and your services. So other than useful and entertaining articles and emails, we can, for example, like giving discount codes for future purchases. And in this retention stage, like referral, newsletter, customer references come in handy. So the key here is to keep your brands fresh in the minds of your customers by always providing value in every stages. So to summarize, the buyer's journey is about the process or steps a prospect goes through to come to a purchasing decision. So it focuses on creating content that influences a prospect through their decision-making process, while the customer's journey is the process of nurturing existing customers to retain their business. And this is where you will need to establish a program for customer loyalty and retention.